Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel where we talk about hair health and hobbies, and today is a hair video. So a couple days ago I just had my 1 year straight hair natural anniversary, and then yesterday I had my 11th. Hey, one. Okay, I don't know what we're doing here with all these ones, but my 11th year anniversary. So hearts to that man. So this is my Q&A. I have a feeling that this one is going to be a little bit longer because y'all know I love to chat with y'all because y'all my besties. And I'm always excited to sit on here and talk to you all. So I will definitely be providing timestamps on this video. That way you can scan below and then like skip to different questions. All right. So let's go ahead and then jump into it. I'm going to jump into the very first question. There are 10 questions. Wait, roll that back. My hair right now looks a little different than it normally does. It is in a protective style because in my last video, I washed my hair, okay? And I washed it at nighttime, and I wasn't going to blow dry or straighten or do any of that. So I put my hair, did this, you see the texture is there. I literally did this on wet hair, so it is what it is. Yeah. All right. Now we can jump into this video. So we're just going to go ahead and pop off with the very first question. Question number 1 says, I'm dealing with breakage and dryness. Any suggestions would help? And I'm actually going to couple this with another comment. Okay, I'm just going to jump down to the question. It says, oh yes, I'm never sure how to keep my ends properly moisturized after straightening my hair. So a video on the topic would be much appreciated. And so when it comes to breakage, dryness, moisture, I put that all in the same category. And shedding, you know what? Let's go ahead and throw that comment on here too. Looking forward to the Q&A. I look forward on how to keep your moisture. Anything about shedding will also be nice. You have helped me to keep it simple. Praise God, I can help somebody. Since being a straight hair natural, much less single strands and single strand knots. I feel you. Let me calm down. I'm so excited. I'm stuttering all over the place. We're about to tackle all these in the very first one. You probably heard me say this before. The moisturizing, everything starts with a good wash, and especially for your shedding. So let's go in reverse order. Let's talk shedding first. So first thing we need to know about shedding is that it's natural. It happens. We lose 50 to 100 hair strands a day, and if you are doing protective or low manipulation styles and you're not brushing through your hair every day, just imagine like when you're 2 days out, 3 days out, just how much your hair will naturally shed anyway. So I'm just saying that as a disclaimer, like don't be afraid of shedding because it's very much natural. Shedding can also be caused by over manipulation. So the opposite, like if you're constantly pulling on your hair, your strands, weakening the strands, pulling it out from the follicle, you'll see more hair fall. The biggest thing to where I see shedding is when my scalp is dirty. Like when my pores, my follicles are clogged. I have like buildup on my scalp. Like in all honesty, that's how I know when it's time for me to wash my hair. When my hair starts to shed, I know like, ooh, wait, it is past time for me to wash my hair. When I begin to see like really see my hair on myself. And then that's another tip too. If you have like longer hair, you actually notice the shedding a lot more. Another key on shedding, it's the season of shedding. 'Tis the season to be jolly. 'Tis the season of shedding. So I don't know if you know that around fall, winter time, don't know what it is, but look it up. We just naturally shed more. My number one thing is make sure you are thoroughly cleansing your scalp of product buildup. And then the second thing is really learn what your porosity is, okay? Because that will tell you the correct products to use in your hair so that you can avoid all that buildup, all that gunk on your scalp. All right, because that's what causes the shedding. So if you have buildup, if you have dandruff, like I said before, don't go in and apply more product thinking you're alleviating it. Go ahead and cleanse that scalp, and then that will help with your shedding as well. All right, moisturizing, breakage, and dryness goes in there. Goes all hand in hand, because if you don't properly hydrate your hair, keep it moisturized, seal that in, then you'll lose moisture. Again, it goes back to your porosity. You have to know your hair's porosity for how to get the moisture in your hair. So let me use me for example. I'm a low porosity friend. I'm a low porosity girly. So that means that it is hard for moisture, like hydration, moisture, water to get into my hair. But it's like a double-edged sword, because once it's sealed and once it's locked in there, but that's the key, it has to be locked in there. It's hard to escape. It's hard for water, to come out and to go in. And along the journey, I've learned that like I have to use warm water. I have to use heat. I have to use steam, not heat. I mean, like when I'm deep conditioning, I always put my hair in a shower cap or a plastic baggie just for like the steam or the greenhouse effect, because I know that's what I need to open up, what is it? The cuticle. Y'all, I don't know why I'm trying to do this Q&A too late, but to open up the cuticle to allow the hydration in. I have a good successful wash day. I get that product off my hair, off my strands, open up that cuticle, and water is the number one right there. Water, H2O, to hydrate your hair. I just make sure I go in with moisturizing products right after that, and I seal that in with my jojoba oil. I make sure that it is locked in very, very, very well. Breakage. So if you notice your hair is breaking, assess your hair. Where is it breaking at? That's an important question. Is it breaking at the crown area up here? Because then that can be ponytails, too tight styles. Is it breaking on your perimeter, your edges here? Still be ponytails, too tight styles. But think about how you're manipulating your hair. Where is it breaking? Hair breakage. Now, is it actually in your strand and you're noticing breakage all at the end? If it's at the end of your hair, that is a tall tale sign. What are you wearing? Do you keep your hair up? Is your hair down? Because is it constantly coming in contact with your clothes for it to, break off that way? Usually, like if it's at your ends too, you can tell from the styles, like if it's in the middle or if it's on just this side or just the left. Like you really have to assess yourself to see what is causing that breakage so you can alleviate it. Like, is it an external factor? Is it an internal factor? Because you have iron deficiencies, you have hormones, you have all kind of things like that, but just trying to be more practical. I say you want to moisturize and really protect those ends if the breakage is at the bottom. But then at the same time, there is a such thing as hydro fatigue of the hair, like too much hydration. And I don't know, with like us curly girls, or I guess I should say natural girls, if we ever really too much experience that too much, but it's when the hair becomes like mushy and very stretchy and elastic. But that's a whole different ball game. Because the fact that you said breakage and dryness is making me feel like, okay, we need to figure out that porosity so that you can learn how to lock that moisture in your hair properly. Because you don't want to be using products that are too creamy, products that are too thick. Like I was saying, you want to make sure that you're not using products that are too thick, too creamy, of a consistency. You think you're moisturizing your hair, but it's really not getting into the hair strand. Or the opposite, you're using something that is so thin that it's really not to any avail, because you need something thicker to really coat the strands and get in there. So you feel what I'm saying? Hopefully, because I know that was a lot that I just said, hopefully that helps. Because that really is the key. We got to start at square one, which is figuring out that porosity and getting the right products for that. And as far as the dryness go, make sure that it's a water-based product, like water is in there for the hydration, and then you can have all the other good stuff in there for the moisturizing and the conditioning aspects of it. So what I make sure that I do is I use just a little bit of that lotion and I put it on my hair, and I concentrate on the links and the ends of my hair, not really the scalp, especially when my hair is straight, because I don't want to weigh it down, and with me the product build up on my scalp gets really real. So in order to keep it moisturized, like I really pay attention to my hair, but like I say, every 3 days, every 3 days, definitely not daily, not every other day, I'll go in and I will use a little bit of that, and then I will go in with an oil and use that oil too. Not a lot, just enough to moisturize it to make sure my ends are being taken care of too. And then when I'm home, I'm religious with this. I say it all the time. When I get home, I loosen whatever style I have up in my hair, and I actually put my hair up. And that's the beauty about being a straight hair naturalist, because if somebody rings the doorbell or you have to jump up and go somewhere, it's no thing to take your hair out of whatever style you have it up in, brush it out and go, or ponytail and go. So just really, honestly, baby those ends, make sure they're well moisturized and taken care of. And I know the key in what they're saying is properly moisturize. In order to properly moisturize it, you got to know your porosity. So you have to let me know, like, are you low? Are you high? I can tell you all things low from my experience. Any other porosities like normal to high, I definitely will have to learn to help you out. But I'm willing because I want you to be successful in your journey just as much as I'm being successful on mine, or even better. Because when you win, when we win, and we all win. Like, teach me. You start winning, and you can teach me. All right. Next question says, so is your hair naturally straight? No, my hair is not naturally straight. I'm natural. I don't have a Text-Lax or a relaxer in my hair. No chemical. Still working on, for the most part, got that color out of my hair. Still working on that. In order to get my hair straight, I must use heat. I use a Hot Tools flat iron on 390 max to achieve any results you see in any of my videos. Okay. When I first started, I was using a higher heat and it was like, more silky, I guess you could say. But then I switched over to a cotton press or a soft press, and that's where I've been living. If I had to type my hair, which I'm not good with that hair type thing, I would have to say that I'm majority 3C with areas of 4A and some areas, I don't know, 3B is pushing it. I'm majority, I feel like 3C. And then I'm going to insert pictures of my hair with nothing but water after I my hair curls up the most, like after my hair is shampooed and it's clean and soaking wet. I'm like, why can't it dry like that? And then I'll show you what my hair also looks like with conditioner, and I'll label them in the video if I haven't put them on the screen already. And that brings me actually to my next question. I have, what was your original hair type before becoming a straight hair natural? Because they have a different texture and are considering being a straight hair natural. So, and some of these comments or these questions I've responded to under the comments, but I thought maybe, hey, if they wonder, I might as well address it in the video as well. So I'm majority 3C, and then this person also asked about my porosity, low porosity. And so that's why I feel like being a straight hair natural works for me, because once my hair is straight, it's kind of hard for it to revert. Like, it takes some time. Like, even when I put my hair in like the sink to shampoo it, I have to make sure that my hair is saturated with water before I go in, because that's just the nature of my hair. Like, I remember when I was in my wash and go season, I would get so mad because I would have like beads of white stuff just on my hair, and I realized that the product was just too thick. So guess what it was doing? It was just sitting on top of my hair. So those two questions kind of go hand in hand. Not naturally straight, 3C, low porosity. The next question is, do you wash in the shower? Now, I used to wash in the shower religiously. That was the only way, because when I washed, before I was straight hair natural and I was curly, whenever I would try to wash in the sink, it was just a hot, detangling, funky, moving mess. I would put my hair upside down and proceed to wash my hair, and then come up and just all the roots would be all matted and the hair all over the place. And it was just taking me so long. And I vowed that I would never wash my hair in the sink again, right? Never say never, because that's what I do now. And then I used to have to get into it with my husband, because he's like, your hair, I think I'm cleaning the shower real good, but he always find hair. Like, he the hair police. He finds hair. And then I'm guilty. No matter how many of those little drain things I buy, raise your hand if you done clogged up the shower. Just me. I don't wash in the shower anymore. I wash in the sink. But now that I'm straight hair natural, it actually works for me. Just to give, like, I was against it. Now let me just be for it. You see how times be changing? It's the time of the season for everything. Take that. But I feel like upside down stimulate the blood flow. Remember that old school inversion method? It's like a form of that, being upside down. And I also feel like I can actually get to my scalp a little easier, because all the hair is up, and I can like actually really get in there and dig. Before, when I was in the shower and I would do that, conditioner stuff be everywhere, and it break your neck too. Am I the only one that did that? Have you fallen in the shower because that conditioner is slickery? Not slippery, slickery. Now I have a method for washing in the sink. So I always brush through my hair. But when I brush through my hair, y'all, I turn my hair upside down and I brush all my hair forward to get the tangles out. Then I put my hair in the sink. Then I do my washing and what have you not. Then I wrap it up into a bun, put it in my microfiber towel or a t-shirt, depending on how lazy I'm being that day. And then I've learned that doing it that way, one, combing the shared hairs out before, but not combing it down, combing it actually in the direction that I'm shampooing, has helped. And y'all know I got this old middle part in my head. And so when it's time for me to wash or detangle my hair, I just find this middle part, and I find like it's much easier. Like, yes, my roots are still bunched up, but it's not how it used to be at all. I actually can handle that. So long-winded. Do I wash in the shower? No, I wash in the sink. If you made this point in the video, please like and subscribe. Let me know that you're here for it. So thank you for making this video. I have a question. Are you saying that for the past year you haven't used heat protectant? No. So I answered this. So this person, no. I use heat protectant. So yes, I do use heat protectant. I've always used heat protectant in my hair. When I was a seasonal, like press it out during the fall, winter, I used a serum. And then when I became a straight hair natural, I wanted a spray because it was lighter. I went with Garnier Fruit Teas Perfector misting spray. And then now you'll see in my last video, I ran out of that. And so I picked up Aussie's spray, heat protectant. I'm always about being honest, and this is one of my aunts moment. Do as I say, not as I do. I am guilty. Whenever I blow dry my hair, I always make sure I hit that heat protectant. But sometimes when I'm flat ironing, because I do it in sections, I'm guilty of forgetting to go in with the heat protectant again. But I always remember before my hair is always done. Like, low key, this sounds terrible. I'm so glad I started in the back of my head. It has my curl pattern loosened. I feel like, yeah, of course it has loosened, but not drastically. I do have a piece in the front of my hair. I don't know what side that is like, it doesn't like it's straight, but it's only right here in the front. I'm gonna have to show y'all like when my hair is wet and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure you've seen it before, but again, I'm a straight hair natural, so you got to be willing to take certain risks. But overall, for the overall health of my hair, you saw in my last wash my hair video, like, you know, it definitely got texture that needs to be combed through. Next question about my edges. How do you get your edges so straight and keep it straight? All right, on this head of hair that I have, my edges have always kind of naturally laid themselves. The perimeter of my hair and like from my ears on back and down is just a texture that's totally different than the rest of my hair. It's always been more manageable, more like that 3C silkier texture. And so I really don't do anything for my edges. I don't lay them because of the product buildup. I do have a toothbrush that I use, so I'll put oil on my toothbrush from time to time and just oil my edges and different things like that. But as far as like doing anything special, they get ironed in that flat iron like all the rest of the hair that's on my head. And to keep them straight, I just always tie them up. I always just tie up my edges. The most that I'll do, like with my edges now, I didn't do anything to them. My hair was wet, I tied them down, and then this is how it came out. Every once in a while, I will, like with any leftover oil that's on my hands, I'll go in and I'll like do this. But I'm a less is more gal. I like it to look natural. Then I also like little imperfections or little things like that so that people know that it's natural. But I guess now in today's society, like everything is coming with those little imperfections, so you can't tell what's natural anymore, so it doesn't even matter. But I like to keep things, you know, authentic so people don't be like, is that your hair? But you still gonna get that anyway. But I could keep it because I'm like, yeah, y'all know this. You see this middle part? Like you gotta know this by hair stuck up by hair. You see this breakage at the like you know this is by hair. Like, you know what I mean? So I'll be on that type of stuff. Like it's mine because it's not flawless. The next comment says, "Girl, do you sweat at night?" And when I responded to this comment, I was like, "Do you see it side eye? Like, can you tell?" Why you all in my backyard? Like, I'm trying to figure out. I used to didn't sweat at night, but all of a sudden, honey, I sweat sometimes. Like, I can feel the sweat beads on my neck and on my whatever. And especially when you have on a big bonnet. My God. Yes, I do. That's why it is so important for me to wrap these edges and lay, have whatever like this. I'm going to make sure my scarf is going down, but whatever I have going on to make sure it's wrapped up. But I'm not a gym head girly. That's not how I work out. So I'm not hitting that hit stuff that make you like. So I don't know if they was trying to say my hair was bogus or if they asking like, your hair is straight, so like, do you even sweat? But I do. And I don't know. I think she probably was saying it's bogus because I be rolling with the flow. You will see a little wave up in there and then the hair be straight. That's when you start wearing buns. Oh, I love y'all. This leads me to my very last comment. So shout out to this comment and shout out to a new subscriber. I'm so glad you are here. She said she was catching up on some of my older videos and she asked me if I considered investing in the RevAir. I did, but y'all, I just couldn't justify, buying it. That's a lot of money. I got it, but I don't got it to spend on a blow dryer. That's just how I felt. And so shout out to this subscriber because she talked me into getting one. Y'all, I have a RevAir bought with my own money out of my own pocket, and it is en route now. My order is on the way. So y'all, We about to get up in there. Hopefully this Q&A has helped you in some kind of way. If there is a topic that you would like me to go more in depth about that I talked about, and you're like, I already knew that, I want you to go a little bit deeper, please leave that in the comments below because I can type it up for you too in the chat. Y'all know I be on them chats. I be on them chats. Y'all my besties, like text messages, honey. When I do see that I have a chat on YouTube, we were in there, we're responding. So if you haven't joined already, I feel like I ought to call. And you already know what's going on. You done checked out a few videos. You know what it's like over here. And you want to stick around and you want to stay. You want to make this one of your homes. Come on in. Come on in. Push that subscribe button and push that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I post a new video. But y'all, that's it. That's all. Love all of y'all. Peace, 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 and many blessings. I want y'all to stay tuned. Stay tuned because me and this RevAir, reverse air blow dryer, we about to cut up.